What's up, YouTube? Wraithyn here. I am live with my stream. We're doing a first look at the new god Gilgamesh. We've got him in jungle practice. I have seen absolutely nothing about Gilgamesh or his kit. I wasn't able to watch the patch notes. I held off of reading anything or watching anything about him so I could do a live react for you guys as I kind of look at his kit and discover it and play around with it. So I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to dive in. We're going to look at the abilities. We're going to look at the way his kit synergizes, and we're going to play around with him a little bit so I can give you a first look at what I think of the new god and how I think he should be played. So let's get right into it. First up, let's check out the passive. Gilgamesh embarks at level 5 and 10. Gilgamesh gains a quest. Okay, the first quest is to visit a specific location on the map. And the second quest is to defeat half the enemy team rounded up in a single fight. So if you're in Conquest, that's 3 or more people. Each time Gilgamesh completes a quest, he's awarded a tier 1 item or 500 gold if he has a full inventory. I'm guessing the second piece, the second quest, is a kill or an assist in a team fight, because trying to get a triple kill on a warrior in a team fight is basically impossible and not worth the... I mean, the 500 gold would be useless. I think this is like a really interesting, like, early rotation, dive the mid lane type of a thing. I accidentally walked over, I guess, the level 5 quest when I first loaded into... to jungle practice, but the level 10 one's interesting because you really have to play aggressively and go for kills early for this to be relevant, right? Like 500 gold late in the game means basically nothing. You know, it's a 500 pot or, you know, a couple wards or something like that. But early game, getting another power spike, getting another item, a tier 1, a tier 2, or contributing to one of those is going to be super impactful. So, I mean, I think this is the kind of thing where it's trying to encourage you at that level 10 mark to proxy, rotate, and go in and just, you know, brawl in the mid lane. So it should be pretty good. I like this. It's kind of encouraging an aggressive style of play. All right, Forged Scimitar. It's a stim. Gilgamesh ignites his sword with the ferocity of the sun for 4, so it's a 4-second self stim. They take damage and they're slowed for 2.5 seconds. So it's like a combination of like a dodgy one. No, it is a dodgy one, right? Gilgamesh's basic attack deals additional bonus damage equal to 3.5% of his maximum health to enemies hit. When Gilgamesh successfully hits him with his basic attack, the duration of this effect is extended for 0.8 seconds up to a maximum of 12 seconds. Interesting. Okay, so it's 25% slow. You can increase the duration. You could perma slow somebody on this. All right, let's try it. And it's an animosity passive. Is he not slowed? So it's basically another half of your auto attack damage. So your auto attack damage goes up by 50% when you're whacking away with this. Although I just saw a yellow number. What the hell was that from? Oh, Warrior's Axe. Okay. The bonus damage persists, but the slow doesn't. So that might be interesting to run like a frostbound on him. Okay, well, let's keep going here. Here we go. Frostbound would be an interesting item on him. I would almost think that you may want to build him like a maybe like an auto attacker. What's his scaling like? How much power do I have? 110 power, so 50-60% scaling on all of his ability. Oh, there's 70% scaling on that one. Let's see. Drop kick, line ability. He kicks an area in front of him. Enemies in the area are damaged while the closest enemy is launched through these enemies. The launched enemy takes bonus damage when hitting a minion or takes burst damage and is stunned when hitting a god or a wall. So you can knock them through the wave. Does it do damage to the minions? If the launched enemy hits the winds of Shamash, they're thrown towards the center. That's his ult. So if they hit his ult, they're thrown towards the center of the ring. Minions hit by the launched enemy take bonus damage. There it is. Yeah. Gods hit by the launched enemy take burst damage and are stunned. So it's 2 different types of damage. Yeah, it's basically they're differentiating here between the two because they want it's high scaling burst damage if you hit another god. It's just bonus damage if you hit a minion, because they don't want you to get the burst damage and then just full clear the wave by drop kicking somebody through it, which makes sense. The base damage itself is like okay. I wonder if the Does the flying enemy take the burst damage? The launched enemy takes burst damage if they're hitting a god. So if you hit an enemy god and you're at full build like I am right now, both the god that you launch and the god that you hit will take 320, and the god that you kick is gonna take 245. Okay, interesting. Lots of damage there. Let's see what the okay, it's kind of like a short dash. So that's it. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. Oh, the wind up on that feels clean. Long cooldown on that. 8 seconds on this one at full. Are we almost at full CDR? It'd probably be a full CDR with an upgraded blue. The charge up on that feels long. Interesting. Okay, you can juke around when you're hitting the 2. So you could like... Oh, I gotta switch these to instant cast. This is an AoE around it too. God damn. He's got a lot of damage, this kid. Holy cow. Okay, so you can kind of like play around with it. It's kind of like Heimalt, where you can mess around with it as you're playing with it. It's kind of interesting. So, all right, that's a sick drop kick. These animations are awesome. Look at this. And you can move while you do it, so it's not like some of the other dashes where you kind of like rooted in place first and then you dash. It's so I guess like technically your range that you can engage is longer than you think. Okay, interesting. All right, moving on to the 3 heroes advance. A leap affects enemies and allies. Gilgamesh leaps in the air, crashing down to the target location, so it's a true leap. Enemies around the impact take damage. Gilgamesh infuses the ground with energy, causing a beacon to appear for 5 seconds. Allies who run towards the beacon will gain movement speed, having once they enter the beacon. Allies who enter the beacon will gain bonus lifesteal, boosted by 15% of Gilgamesh's highest protection. So they gain his prots, they gain lifesteal, they get a bunch of movement speed when they run towards the beacon, and then when they hit the beacon, that gets cut in half. So you get down to 18%, which is like having another pair of boots. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. A lot to unpack. Oh my god, look at the range on this thing. What other warrior has this kind of range in their kit? How much damage does this do? This is 70% scaling. What? Bro, I'm playing him in the jungle. You have no idea. Dude, if you think about it, 240 base damage, 70% scaling, because I have 100 power, or 110 power, 70% scaling is like approaching some assassin abilities. So when you dunk on people, you fucking dunk on people. Oh, might need to bleep that one out. And it's so wide, you can't miss that. Combine that with like Crusher and Erendite Heartseeker procs, right? So you land on somebody, you Crusher Erendite them. You can even pop your 1 before you go in. That right there will do like 600 damage just from item procs. The ability itself, if you build full power, oh man, I gotta see. It's 65% scaling, not 70? Oh, well. Whatever. Same thing. I already bought a starter, so we'll just build a bunch of power.
An excellent fight.
Well, no, I mean, it's kind of like Wukong. Wukong is pretty high scaling on his abilities too, right? Specifically like the Tiger form and the 1. So if you play him aggressively with some damage, he does very well and he chunks. What else we got for power? What else can we get? What am I not thinking of here? Rangdas. Let's get it. Crusher. So we're looking at 500, yeah, almost 500 damage just off the 3. And then you get a whole bunch more. 500 damage just off the 3. Like another 200 just off of item procs. Then you got your 1, which is gonna proc another Heartseeker proc. Yeah, this god's gonna be nuts. His 1's based on his health, but still. Rangus is probably an aggressive item here. I don't know that I would probably run it. I mean, it's still doing 60. Wait, is it? Yeah. Yeah, it's doing 60 damage a swing. Dude, his move, everything about his animations feel amazing. All right. Moving on to Winds of Shamash. Ground targeted enemies, physical. 35. Gilgamesh calls upon Shamash to create a ring of wind at a target location so he can deploy it somewhere. Enemies inside this ring, when it starts to take damage, are slowed for 2. Oh, when it starts, take damage or slow for 2 seconds. Enemies inside the ring take wind damage every 0.5 seconds. Enemies who try to escape the ring are heavily slowed. If Gilgamesh damages an enemy trying to flee, they are thrown back towards the center of the ring. Winds turn over into thread over 6 seconds, damaging, rooting, and crippling enemies who are still inside the ring. Holy shit. Initial damage 330, 50% scaling ish, 50% scaling. Wind damage, more scaling there. I mean, so your initial jump here is going to do this is going to do 500 damage. This is going to do 500 damage. You're going to get dual item procs off of Crusher and Heartseeker. They're going to be slowed, so you're going to confirm the Erendite auto attack proc, which is also going to make you pop this stim. This god is going to be absolutely freaking gross. And I can look at how far I can cast it. Look at this, right? So we go 1. This god is a jungler. This god is absolutely a jungler. They're gonna have to tone down his damage. You know what? He does so much damage. You know what item I'm thinking? Because there's one thing he doesn't have in his kit. He does so much damage. I know what I'm thinking. Soul Eater. Because he does so much damage. I actually want to try this.
Double the kills, double the bills. Speaking of killing sprees, we've got one coming up. Somebody please stop this man.
So we go.
You're fantastic, bro. Hell yeah, that was all me, baby.
So, I mean, it's just a jungle practice, but this god does stupid damage. Why is Soul Eater useless on him? Does it not heal him? Well, heals pretty good.
Hell yeah, that was all me, baby.
1 auto? 291? I mean, I haven't stacked this yet, but you can half health somebody with just the proc of the 1. Like, if you auto proc auto, like you would with Daji. That was 2. It's about a half health. With the neat, I mean, the neat's not gonna have prots, right? This is gonna be your health pool.
Big brain
You can even use the 2 to chase too. This god is silly. This god is a jungler. I will hear none of it, and I can't wait to play him. And now we're gonna switch to instant cast, and we're gonna see how we can do. So I think the combo is you come out of the jungle, you 4, you 3, you 2, you 1. No, you 4, you 3, you 4, you 3, you 2, auto, 1, auto, and they're dead instantly. Yeah, just like that. Like just this right here. Could you imagine Hydras? All right. Anyway, guys, that is Gilgamesh. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I think Gilgamesh is a jungler. I think you're going to be building power. I think he's going to be incredibly strong, and his gank potential is insane. So I think we're going to see a lot more of him, definitely in the jungle role. I think it's also going to maximize use of his passive pretty well too, because he's going to be more likely to be involved in those mid 3v3 skirmishes than he normally would be in like a solo lane scenario. And yeah, thanks again for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, do all that good stuff. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Ooh. Dude, this is busted. Isn't she not supposed to be able to?
Double the kills, double the bills.
It's pretty. Can you even block the minion? Can you alt or 2 of the minions? So his 2 is his wave clear. His 1 is his boxing. His 3 is really his escape. Hydras? Yeah, we can do that. We'll switch that for Bloodforge. I was thinking that ATR. Because cooldown's going to be super valuable on him too. It's still 3 auto attacks with a Crusher, so it's not... I mean, if I go 3... Oh, I went past her? That's kind of dumb. Oh, the dash is probably tossed back in. He's a warrior, but he's a jungler. So what if we do 3? If I hit the actual auto attack after my 2 there and I didn't go through her, because she should have gotten knocked back, but she didn't. Three auto, 1 auto, 2 auto. Yeah, I guess you use it 2 to chase then. Yeah, that's the combo. Dominance, you think you need it? Yeah. Which power is this? 50. Yeah, it's more power. Pen. Yeah, I think you'd probably... Dominance actually seems like a better option than Crusher. Because you get 20% pen, which even on somebody like a Neath... How many procs does she have? No, I can't see. See if I can switch teams. Where switch teams? There it is. No, I can't see it. Anyway. Oh, this guy's awesome, man.